Welcome, theater addicts. My name is Karen, and I'm here to review a dramatic reading of Speed Dating for Sperm Donors by Natalie Meisner. It's part of the Advanced Theater New Works for Diverse Women series at the 2018 Vancouver Fringe Festival and is being performed at the False Creek Gym. This play is the quest of two women to find a sperm donor to begin their family, and is based upon a novel also written by Natalie titled Double Pregnant. It was performed in Calgary 3 years ago at the Lunchbox Theatre, and also 2 years ago in Nova Scotia, where Natalie is from. My understanding is that the play isn't so much about the two women or their relationship as much as it is about the numerous characters that they come in contact with in their quest. My understanding is that all these numerous characters are usually represented only by two male actors, which makes it quite the challenge for usually, I think, just one main actor. So seeing it performed would probably be quite the feat to see. However, with the reading, I suspect it won't be as challenging. However, I think it's still going to be really entertaining. So I am looking forward to that. Welcome back, theater addicts. Before I get started with the actual review, I have a correction to make. Again, my pronunciations are always horrible, but it's actually Natalie Meisner, not Meisner, so I just wanted to get that across. As for the reading, I was pleasantly surprised. Indeed, it was a comedy to do with various donor characters, which I anticipated, but surprisingly, despite what I read previously, they did very much touch on the two women characters, their relationship, and most importantly, their reasons for choosing the method of becoming parents, which I thought was very important, as so many people in that situation or similar situations have various different reasons, and I liked that they explored that. With that being said, I felt that this really could have been any type of couple. So it could have been a heterosexual, same-sex. Didn't really matter. There was a couple of parts, I think, where it did kind of touch on the fact that it was a same-sex couple and some of the challenges that they face specifically with that. But overall, I think they really kind of just touch on anyone having children in a non-traditional fashion and the struggles that they face with that. And the process, really, difficult process, and they brought that to life. The other part that I thought was really relatable, even considering I've never tried to have children, is how the screening process to me seems so much like online dating, which I think lent itself to comedy very easily. Just all of the absurd expectations of potential donors, which unfortunately I suspect is very likely and very true, which would make this process very disheartening and challenging, just like I think online dating is or can be, which lends itself so easily to comedy. But it's also great to see that you can have some fun and make fun with it, despite how challenging and disheartening it can be. Again, not to take away from the struggle. The struggle is obviously very real. But again, sometimes you just have to step back and make light of things in order to move forward. So that was another thing that I think could be very relatable to folks, even if they haven't found themselves in that situation specifically. As for the reading itself, again, knowing that the artist only had a day and a half with the script, just as expected, there's going to be some fumbled lines, which I think is again, expected. I did notice that they dropped the accent. One of the characters would normally have an accent, and I think just for the sake of the reading and the ease, they dropped that, which I thought was completely fine. The only thing I thought that was challenging was sometimes the performers would be a little too quiet, which would make it difficult to hear in some situations. But overall, I think they did a great job and really got the intent of the production across, and nothing was lost there. As it's noted, I do agree that this was indeed funny and intellectual while being intimate. the playwright was in attendance afterwards and did state that although based on real situation and circumstances, that a lot of it was fictionalized, but I don't think that takes away at all of the content. I do believe that the content is very real and reflects real life situations. So overall, I do believe that this production is very relevant in today's day and age and will remain so for a good period of time, and it's a fun production as well. So serious material, portrayed very well and fun. So if we're lucky enough to have this produced in Vancouver in the future, I would suggest that it's worth checking out if anything that I mentioned sounds intriguing to you. And if it does, or if you're familiar with this play or were in attendance, we'd love to hear your take by noting in the comment section below. And another reminder is to subscribe to the Theatre Addicts YouTube station and check our website regularly for updates to reviews and interviews. This is Karen of Theatre Addicts, reviewing the dramatic reading of Speed Dating for Sperm Donors by Natalie Meisner as part of the 2018 Vancouver Fringe Festival.